morning, everyone. This is Judge Middleton. I'm here at the courthouse. Timothy Reed is present on behalf of the city of Sturgis with others. There are a number of matters. In the matter of Lori Jean Allen, the file numbers are extensive: 221149, 1150, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, and we skip 1161, 1162, 1163, 1164, 1165, 1166, 1167, and 68. I'm not sure how many that is, about 15. Lori Allen is present by Zoom. Miss Allen, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
All right, we have a number of other people here, and hopefully we aren't going to need all of them.
And the reason these gentlemen are here from the Sturgis Police Department is to establish that Miss Allen just continues to be at the house, continues to be in the property, residing there without power or water. And so we're asking today, I'll just short circuit what we're asking for, is a court enter an order enjoining her from being at the property and giving Sturgis Building Authority and police to actually board and lock the property so they can ensure she doesn't come back, so that they can then get good faith estimates from contractors of what it's going to take to remedy these to be in compliance with the compliance order. Well, I guess if Miss Allen doesn't dispute the fact she's living or staying there, I don't need them.
All right. Miss Allen, what's your position?
What do you mean my position? My situation is because city of Sturgis has said over and over and over and over that all they want is to pay the fines and to fix whatever. Right now, I go in and out, whatever, get stuff. My daughter, I mean, it all started when I got carbon monoxide poisoning, not from anything in the house, but anyways. And my house had running water, and it was condemned. That's why it was condemned. It's because I got carbon monoxide poisoning.
My order and this has been going on for several years. The compliance order was last October because you hadn't done any of the things that were in the original citations. And the city of Sturgis has the authority to come in and bring the property into compliance and spread the costs of prosecution. Their contention is that you're living in a condemned house with no water and no electricity, and they want you out so they can come in and make these repairs. So go ahead, Mr. Reed.
So you're not living at the house as your testimony, is that correct?
That is correct.
So there should be no issue with the city boarding up the house and locking it, and you can go to the city if you need access for a particular item. Is that correct?
Well, if I can get stuff first.
You would consent to an order today padlocking the house if you were given 24 hours to remove the items and in there which you need imminently to stay at hotels and friends' houses. Is that correct?
Oh, no, I wouldn't be in consent to you guys boarding my house up. That's my house.
But you understand you cannot go there. Do you understand that?
I understand. What do you mean by go there? Because
you cannot enter. Listen, do you understand you cannot enter into that property? You cannot enter into the premise. You cannot walk in the door of the house. Do you understand that?
That's what you're saying today? Yes, I understand that.
No, do you understand that back in April of 2022, there was a condemnation order placed on your house? Isn't that correct? They condemned the house. You were aware of this, correct?
Illegally, they condemned it because I had running water.
Excuse me. You were aware that the city tagged your house and condemned it. Are you aware of that?
Illegally, yes.
So you and your daughter are occupying that house on the regular basis, correct?
Yes, we both have, because she doesn't know anywhere else to go or no.
And you understand you can't be there.
I understand that.
But you're there anyway.
I'm in the garage. I'm in my car. I sleep in my car. I sleep in the garage, fixing everything up.
So do you walk in the house?
Yes, I walk in the house, back to back, or the downstairs, or the back laundry room.
All right. Well, yeah, 48 hours to remove any property you need from there. Within 21 days, the city can, anything beyond that will be a trespass. 21 days, because that's the appeal period. The city can board the property up.
You're talking boarded up after the 21 days or what?
Yes, you have 48 hours to get things out of there.
Right.
You have 21 days to appeal this, which is not likely, but in true fact, that is a reality under the law. So I don't want them to go to all the effort to board it. But if you go in there after 48 hours, they have my authority to arrest you and charge you with a crime, and you will come here and I will set a bond and you will be in jail. They're tired of this. And I'm sorry for all the heartache that's been in your life, but those aren't legal defenses to this. And a true point of fact, nothing would happen for 5 more years if they weren't spending all this time and effort to enforce this compliance order. And I ordered it. I didn't say, I don't really mean this. And then you tell me you didn't even read the order. Well, it's been more than a year and I meant what I said. So you have 48 hours to get your property out of there. After 21 days, the city may board the property up and continue with any efforts they have to restore the property. Now, they can come in there with their own contractors and bring the property into compliance. They will spread that cost on the tax roll, which means onto you. But you can't continue to live in this house with no power and no electricity. And it's as simple as that. And Mr. Reed, can you do an order?
I'll prepare an order and submit it today into the court rule where it'd be submitted to the court by end of business today.
All right, you have 48 hours to get what you need out of there. After that, the property is going to be boarded up. And everyone will be prohibited entry other than the city's contractors. You do have 21 days to appeal this.
Okay.
You'll get a copy. Are you still getting your mail there?
Yes.
All right. You can't sleep in the garage either. You're going to need to find a place to be. I got an email from Mr. Reed. I thought he said he would be available at 1:30. He said unavailable. So he's apparently not going to be here, but we've got 2 things to address. Good afternoon, Miss Allen. Are you Lori Jean Allen?
Yes, I am.
This is Judge Middleton. I'm here. Also present is Keith Stickley from the Public Defender's Office. The Sturgis City Attorney is not able to be here at this time. I've got 2 things to address. You got charged by the county prosecutor's office with a new charge of trespass that's alleged that on or about August 17th, you did trespass at 316 South Clay Street without being lawfully there and having been forbidden to do so by me. That is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 30 days in jail and a fine of $250. In addition, this is a violation of my compliance order, or alleged to be a violation of my compliance order of August 9th. On August 9th, I actually did it here. Well, I guess it was August 9th. I think I signed it the same day. You had 48 hours to remove your property from 316 South Clay, but not reside or otherwise occupy said dwelling or structures on the property. After the expiration of 48 hours, meaning after August 11th, you were prohibited and enjoined from entering the property or structures thereon. Defendant shall be subject to immediate arrest if found in violation of this order. And apparently you got arrested yesterday by the Sturgis Police Department. Was it yesterday that you got arrested?
Yeah.
Let's first start with the misdemeanor charge, the trespass charge. It's punishable, as I said, by up to 30 days in jail and a fine of up to $250. How do you plead to the misdemeanor allegation that you trespassed at that property?
I plead not guilty.
All right, I'll show a not guilty plea. Set bond at $100. Cash or surety. Set a pretrial for September 5th. At 8:30 with city attorney. All right, as to the allegation that you violated my compliance order by going back there, that is a contempt. It's a form of contempt not committed in my presence. And you do have a right to have a hearing on that. And I would appoint an attorney for you because you could be incarcerated for up to 90 days. Do you wish to deny the violation of the order as well?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Deny violation of the compliance order, set a contempt hearing. Appoint an attorney. One hour. I'm not sure right now exactly when that is going to be, and bond is denied. The Sturgis Police Department is very frustrated, according to Mr. Reed told me this morning. When I first came in, I didn't see this at 7:30 or so. Later on, it popped up on the jail roster, and then I became aware of it and believed we needed to do something. So there must be 40 or more citations for trespass. We had a hearing on August 9th. I specifically told you you could not go back there after August 11th. And the allegation is you were there again yesterday. So we'll set a hearing. You're going to stay in custody until we can get this scheduled, which may be a bit problematic because I'm gone part of next week for a conference. But you'll have a place to stay. You also owe some money, which I may be able to erase by the time you're doing. And I don't really want to ask, I do want to ask you questions about what was going on yesterday, but at this point, it's in your best interest not to say anything about it till you get a chance to talk to an attorney. So I meant what I said, and I said what I meant.
Can I just say
So
can I just say
we'll
one
have a
thing?
hearing on this. We'll take testimony if necessary. And you're punishable by up to 90 days in jail for the contempt. All right, do you have any questions?
I just wonder if I could just say one thing though, something.
Well, let me let you talk to Mr. Stickley for a moment.
Okay,
Put you in a breakout space.
okay, thank you.
Click the button that says join.
I'm at the jail.
Keith, this may take 60 seconds.
That's okay. Judge, just to clarify, was bond was $100 cash, correct?
Yes, on the trespass, cash or surety
Okay. On the other?
is none.
Is that,
Do you wish to speak to that?
I don't have the privilege of I don't have the privilege of having all the background of the case, but after talking to the defendant, and I'm sure there's 6 sides to every story. If she's trying to get some things out, trying to comply, you know, I think that bond maybe could be set. I'm hesitant to speak to any sort of factual basis in the case, not having the full complete whatever, but I just know that these types of cases in general bother me greatly. And I would hope that the court would find it in their heart not to have somebody in jail simply because they were trying to comply with the best of their ability and not able to do so in the time frame on a piece of property that was apparently titled to them.
Well, she'd been cited 22 times for trespass. We had several hearings earlier this summer. I had one on August 9th, and I made it explicitly clear they wanted me to ban her right then. And she was given 48 hours. It was explained to her on the record. The order says she's not to be there at all. The city of Sturgis and the Sturgis Police Department are very tired of dealing with this woman and this piece of property and her utter contempt for the trespass citations and my order. So she's gonna, if she's found responsible, she's going to get a jail sentence. I haven't heard any explanation for why she was there, but I gave her 48 hours. The city wanted none. So she wasn't supposed to be there at all, and she knew it. As of the 11th, yesterday was the 17th. So it said she's subject to immediate arrest, and she was. Do you have somewhere to go?
Who, me?
Yes.
Your Honor, when I went there, I spoke with Will Pritchard and TJ Reed because I was going to get my daughter to bring her home. And both of them said that I could go there and get some of her clothes. I had to have a police officer there, and I had all her clothes, not all of them, but her clothes were right there, right inside the back door, so I could pull them out. But I had not gotten her yet. And I went to pull them out, and that's when all this happened. And I'm sorry, I didn't mean it, you know, and I get where you're coming from. But no, I have, and nobody's helped me, and I'm by myself, and my parents' things are in there. But my daughter wanted to come home to die, and that's what I was doing. I was going to get some of her clothes. And
Where is she now?
she's in Fort Wayne at Parkview Regional. She's been there for 3 months. She's
at the same place that she was.
Right. She's been there for 3 months, and she called me and said, "Mom, I want to come home and die." And I was gonna go get her. First I wasn't, because I was against it, but I mean, if there's nothing else, and she has no face, she's just skin and bones now, and she just wants to be home, and I don't blame her. I don't mean to be a bald baby, I don't mean to have this effect, but that's what I was doing. And I did talk to TJ Reed, and I did talk to Will. I
Talk to him as of when?
What?
Talk to TJ Reed when?
The day I got arrested. I told him I had to go get stuff for Jesse and all that. And I talked to Will Pritchard that day too. But I don't think they spoke with the police officers. I said, now make sure you please let the
Well, Mr. Reed was going to be here. That might make a difference. I'm going to send him something.
Because I went straight up there because I didn't want to get in trouble again. I went straight to TJ Reed and Will's office. I just wanted to do what my daughter wanted me to do. Yeah, Jessie has a cavity in her lungs. Half her lungs gone, her liver.
All right. We'll sit here and wait for Mr. Reed to join us. I'll put you in the waiting room. We're back on the arraignment and show cause hearing on Lori Jean Allen. Mr. Stickley had another matter he had to attend to, and Mr. Reed was unavailable. Timothy Reed, Sturgis City Attorney, is present now. He is the author of the 22 or so misdemeanor ordinance violations and the compliance order, and filed 221149 through 221168, I think it is. I recited the order to the defendant during the original arraignment. She pled not guilty to violating that condition, and I denied bond and set a hearing. She then, after talking with Mr. Stickley in the breakout room, represented that she had talked to Mr. Reed yesterday, till August 17th, and Mr. Pritchard, and said she was going back to the building to get something. So Mr. Reed has joined us now. Mr. Stickley is requesting that I set some sort of a bond. Mr. Reed, what's your position?
Well, I never spoke with Miss Allen. So if she represented to the court that she spoke to me, that would be 100% false. She did call my office and informed my office, I'm going back to the house and I'll call Sturgis PD before I go. She didn't call to say, hey, can we make this? She just said, I'm going to go. I don't want to be arrested.
TJ, why don't you sit down?
Okay, is that better?
The camera's
Okay,
not
not a
figuring out
problem.
what to do.
And so I did not speak with Miss Allen. I know I spoke with Mr. Pritchard at the city. She had come into his office and was talking to his staff, and he called me. At that time, my opinion was there's a court order in place. The judge signed the order. The order's been served. We don't have discretion or authority to deviate or tell the court without coming back to court and modifying the order. Furthermore, the city's position was Miss Allen has had over a year and a half to remove. I mean, that house has been condemned for a year and a half. And she's been cited numerous times for trespass. She's been told numerous times she's not to be on the property. She was given time to not be at the property. I was somewhat questioning whether 48 hours into a condemned house was even advisable at the time, but so
I noted that you did object to that, but I did give her 48 hours to go in there and get things out.
Correct. So the court did it, and that was fine. And I'd advised the police department that was the order of the court. The police department had that. I know that the Sturgis Police Department did contact me after the order was entered and after the 48 hours had expired, indicating that they were getting complaints and calls that she was still in the house. I believe at one point an administrative search warrant was obtained to go into the house, but I think they said that she ran out the back door and left before they was there. She'd been there.
That was between the 11th and now.
Yeah. So this has been an ongoing issue. I don't see her behavior changing. Again, my concern, Miss Allen, she doesn't show up to court very rarely. I mean,
Well, we had a bunch of dates that she didn't
I had a
appear.
lot of no-shows and a lot of just non-cooperative where she didn't show up and appear. So she has a long history of failure to appears. And
Because of that.
having a hearing on the contempt matter, I agree she has the right to a contempt hearing. However, me procuring a number of city witnesses again, where she doesn't show up to court, is more additional cost and burden on the city. And she's presumed innocent, although this is a contempt matter. She was found and arrested at the house in violation of an order that said she's not supposed to be at the house. So.
All right, I'm gonna leave my bond where it is. He's represented, you never talked to him, and he's correct. It was my order. They didn't have the authority to supersede it. The judge says, well, you can't go there, but as far as I'm concerned, you can go there. So he denies.
Your Honor, if
All right, I don't want to hear any more about it. I'm not very happy about this. You've been in defiance of
So
this for a year and a
your
half.
office told me to call them. When I called your office, they said to talk to TJ Reed, and they did.
She did speak to you. You can't go there. You can't call the judge up and ask him what you want to do. I had you talk to the other side, is what the staff told you.
And I didn't do what TJ Reed said.
All right, we'll set a hearing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Stickley.
Your Honor, I do have to inquire as to, I know this is it's a two-part equation. I know that there's a trespass, which does fall in criminal, but are you alleging criminal contempt as well for this? I mean, just so we're clear.
Yes, I am. She was ordered the order says she's not to go on that property and she's subject to immediate arrest if she does.
Keith, I
So-
can get you a copy of that order when I get back to my office. I'll shoot you an email with
I
it.
can email
Okay.
right now. I've got it up. Oops.
Did you appoint Keith Stickley? No.
You wish, Mr. Reed, you wish.
Hey. Oh.
I should have done that before, Keith. I didn't think of it. All right, we'll be in recess and I'm not sure where we're headed. She also owes money or jail. What I may be able to do is wipe out some of her $125 fines by time that she's serving, but she clearly knew she wasn't supposed to be there. All right, we'll be in recess. Thank you.
Thank you.
Be back on Tuesday morning.